Hi, Ethan. I had such a wonderful time today. I never expected we'd spend this many hours together on what was supposed to be just a casual meetup. Thank you for indulging all my random requests to visit different places. Your knowledge about modern art pieces really surprised me.
Hey, Rachel. Good to hear from you. I had a great time with you today, too. I'm glad to hear you enjoyed it as well.
That's such a modest response. Won't you share more about your interest in art?
It's just a hobby, nothing special.
You seemed tense at first. Did you start feeling more comfortable as the day went on? I noticed you relaxed more after we left the formal gallery setting. Did you have fun too?
Yes, I really did. But Rachel, I think you could do better than me. Mom told me about your credentials, working at a top consulting firm, multiple degrees. Plus, you're gorgeous. I feel like I'm not good enough for someone like you.
Is that really what you think? Your mother's opinion seems to weigh heavily on you. Would you believe me if I said I was impressed by you today? I enjoyed every minute of our conversation about your work. So, you think I'm gorgeous?
I think most people would agree with that assessment.
That's such a formal way of answering. Do you always speak so carefully? You sound like you're giving a business presentation. Did you not find me attractive?
Not at all. I think you're wonderful.
You say that, but you keep putting this distance between us. Is it because this was arranged? I can feel you holding back, like you're afraid to be genuine. Would you go on a date with me again?
Of course I would.
I'm so glad. It's a promise then. And next time, please be more relaxed. Maybe we could visit another gallery or find another hidden cafe. If it was too formal for you, I want you to forget about this being a setup or that your mom arranged it. I want to see the real you.
The real me might disappoint you. I'm not exactly what my mother advertises. You'd be disappointed.
I'm more interested in who you are than who she says you are.
I can't promise to completely let my guard down right away, but I'll try.
Great, that's all I'm asking for. A chance to know the real you. You know what I noticed today? You light up when you talk about your current job. Your eyes sparkled when you described your latest project. I'd love to hear more about that.
I'd love to know more about you, too.
Good. I was worried you didn't like me.
No, I hope you don't feel pressured by Mother.
Don't worry. I genuinely want to know more about you. About your work, your walks, your art knowledge. Everything. Unless you'd rather I didn't text?
Okay.
That question mark. You're really not used to people pursuing you, are you? It's kind of cute, actually. How you get flustered when someone shows genuine interest. But I'm not giving up that easily. You'll see. I want to know more about the real Ethan, the one behind all those careful responses. Get some rest, Ethan. Thank you for today. Sweet dreams. Looking forward to our next meeting.
I heard you had a good time yesterday. My sources say you spent over 6 hours together. That's quite unusual for you.
Did Rachel tell you?
Yes, she gave me a full report about everywhere you went. The art gallery was a nice touch. She said you were quite knowledgeable about the exhibits, though I wished you'd chosen somewhere more upscale. That cafe wasn't exactly up to our standards. I specifically chose her because she matches your intellectual level. She was gracious about the humble venues. Next time, take her somewhere more appropriate to your status.
Just how much are you trying to control my life? I've done everything you've asked up until now. Can't you just leave me alone?
Don't take that tone with me. I've invested too much in your future. Every decision I've made was calculated. Every introduction carefully vetted. You're the heir to our company. Your father, the CEO, passed away, and I'm barely keeping things running. You need to take over eventually, so hurry up and settle down so you can start working here as the future CEO. The board is getting impatient. They expect to see you taking more initiative. Your father would be disappointed in your reluctance.
I don't want to get married yet. I'm not even thinking about marriage.
You're almost 30. It's time to think about your responsibilities. The Easton name carries obligations. Your cousins are all settled with families already. You know what, though? You must be interested in Rachel. I heard you agreed to meet her again. She's perfect for our family image. She is beautiful, accomplished, well-mannered. You never agree to second meetings. This is different. In fact, you've never spent more than 2 hours with any previous candidate. I've been tracking your meetings carefully. I know you, honey. You wouldn't have agreed to a second meeting if you weren't interested at all. That's how you've been with all the previous ones. I knew a beautiful woman would catch your attention. I'm so glad I got that recommendation. Her family connections will be useful, and her background is impeccable.
Stop orchestrating every detail of my life!
Everything I do is for your benefit. You've never had to worry about anything.
Even if that's true, I won't marry someone you've handpicked.
What's with that attitude? You're making me sound like the villain, after all I've sacrificed for you. I've given you everything. An education at the finest schools, connections to the best families. Every advantage possible. This is how you repay my efforts? You should be grateful for me.
To me, you are the villain.
Watch your words. I'm still your mother. I have noticed you'd gotten quite bold lately. You used to do everything I said. You're not like that anymore. This rebellious phase is getting tiresome. Where did I go wrong with you?
I've grown up. I can make my own decisions now.
Grown up? You sound like a child. Making decisions requires wisdom, which you clearly lack.
I'm not thoughtless, and I'm not planning to take over the company either.
How many times do I have to explain this? If you don't take over, who will? The company needs an Easton at the helm. It's your birthright and your duty. The board expects it. The shareholders expect it. It's your birthright. Our entire legacy depends on this. Are you trying to destroy everything your father built?
Uncle James is perfectly capable. He should take over.
That would put his side of the family in charge. Besides, he's not even a blood relative. He married into the family. He has no right to lead. Do you know how hard I've worked to keep this position for you? The schemes I've had to arrange? The compromises I've made?
You married into the family too, Mom. You're not a blood relative either.
How dare you compare me to him? I was the CEO's wife. I've worked as the matriarch of this family. Blood relations don't matter in my case. I earned my position through years of dedication, through countless sacrifices.
Uncle James has worked for the company his whole life too, and I'm not quitting my current job.
That insignificant position you're clinging to? That little startup? You're wasting your potential there. What's the point of working at that small company? You could make triple the salary here.
Working there was my dream, and I make plenty of money.
Dreams don't build empires, Ethan. Dreams don't maintain our position in society. Dreams won't secure our family's future. Ethan, the only reason you're able to work at your precious company is because I allowed you to gain outside experience. I thought you'd get it out of your system. I never expected you to stay there this long.
You didn't allow anything. I chose this path myself.
Did you really think you had a choice? Everything in your life has been carefully arranged.
I made that decision myself. I would have gone there regardless of your permission.
You still don't understand how important your role is. Fine, do whatever you want. But remember who you are, what our name means.
I won't follow your orders anymore. I appreciate you raising me, but I've paid that debt. My school, my career path, even my friends. I did everything according to your wishes.
Paid your debt? Don't make me laugh. You think that's enough to repay me? Don't make me laugh. But the Easton name ensures you'll never be able to defy me. In the end, you'll apologize and live exactly as I say. You have no idea of your place in the world, no concept of the power I wield. We'll see how long you can maintain this rebellious attitude. You'll come crawling back soon enough. You always do.
Mom, what have you done to my company? All our major clients suddenly canceled! This isn't a coincidence!
What do you mean? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Haven't you been working late? Maybe you missed some deadlines. I haven't done anything to that little startup of yours. Though I hear they're having some difficulties. Such a shame.
The CEO called me in. He said the company might go under. We were doing fine last week, and then everything changed overnight. Several major contracts suddenly canceled without explanation, all on the same day, right after I refused to quit. So it was you, wasn't it? You forced our business partners to cut ties with us.
That's quite an accusation. Do you have proof? You sound paranoid, dear. Business relationships end all the time. Perhaps your company just wasn't competitive enough. I just suggested to some companies that there are better options than doing business with your small firm. Merely friendly advice between colleagues. A few casual conversations at charity events. Business is business, after all.
When a major corporation makes that kind of suggestion, smaller companies have no choice but to comply. It's practically extortion. You threatened their contracts with our family company. Don't you know you're destroying people's livelihoods?
Such dramatic words. I simply made some recommendations. No threats were made. You know, just gentle suggestions. From one CEO to another. If they cut ties that easily, they must not have been worth much. Just proves my point. So, what are you going to do now that you're about to be unemployed? Your little experiment is over. Time to come home, dear.
The company hasn't gone under yet.
Don't be naive, Ethan. Your quarterly projections must be dismal. How will you make payroll next month? Those contracts were your company's lifeline, weren't they? It's just a matter of time. And remember, if you try working at another company, the same thing will happen. One phone call is all it takes. No major company will hire you.
You're absolutely despicable!
I'm practical. There's a difference. I'm teaching you how the world works. This is what real power looks like. I've told you repeatedly, you were born to inherit this company. That's your only path in life. Besides, what are you complaining about? You were born a wealthy heir, lived a life of luxury, and had it better than those working-class peasants in every way. You've never known true hardship. Never had to struggle. You should be grateful.
Money isn't everything, Mom. There are more important things in life, like dignity and freedom. I'm grateful for the wealthy upbringing, but I haven't forgotten what you've done.
Oh, and what exactly have I done that's so terrible? Please, enlighten me.
This latest stunt is one thing, but what I can't forgive most is how you drove away my friend's family.
Who? You'll have to be more specific.
Don't you remember? In first grade, you forced May and her family to move away.
Oh, that dirty child from the poor broken home. But everyone in the neighborhood agreed they had to go. Poor people like that could become criminals at any time. It was better for everyone that they left. They were bringing down property values, tainting our neighborhood's reputation. We had standards to maintain.
How could May's family possibly become criminals? They were honest, hard-working people. They never did anything wrong. Her father worked hard every day. They were good people.
Poor people are born to commit crimes. It's in their nature. You were too young to understand. They're not like us, dear. They don't share our values. I was protecting you from bad influences, keeping you safe from contamination.
So all you can do is look down on people.
I look at reality, something you should learn to do. The world isn't your naive fairy tale. There's a natural order to things. Ethan, you're one of us. Remember that. And start thinking about your future. If you agree to take over, I'll restore the business partnerships. Oh, and you're dating Rachel, right? Hurry up and get engaged and married. We need to produce another heir. everything can go back to normal. All will be forgiven. I can make all your problems disappear. Just do as I say. One simple decision, that's all it takes.
Don't assume everything will go your way.
Getting our way is what makes us upper class. You better make up your mind soon. If you keep trying to mix with common people, I'll destroy everything you care about. Think carefully about your next move, Ethan. Time is running out. Your choice should be obvious.
Hey, Rachel, do you have a minute? Can I call you now? I'd like to talk.
I'm commuting. Is texting okay? You never message first. Is everything all right? Is something wrong? Did something happen with your mother?
No, it can wait then.
What is it? You're making me curious. Something you can't say over text. You're worrying me.
Nothing to worry about.
We've been texting for weeks now. You can tell me anything. Please, just tell me what's on your mind. I want to help if I can.
Then I'll be blunt. I think we should stop seeing each other.
What? Is this because of what your mother did to your company? Where is this coming from? Just yesterday, you were telling me about that new project. Did something happen? Talk to me, Ethan.
People call me an heir, but I have no intention of taking over the family business. Due to circumstances, I'll briefly join the company, but I plan to leave quickly.
She's pressuring you again, isn't she? Are you trying to protect me? Or did you start disliking me, Ethan? Please, be honest with me.
No, I actually liked you, but you're just after the money, right? All my previous matches were.
Do you really believe that? After all our conversations? All those hours together? You really think that's why I've been spending time with you? That hurts more than you know. I'm sorry for causing you trouble. I thought you knew me better than that.
For me, it wasn't about money.
I know you're not. That's what makes you different. You've always been different, even back then.
You don't have to pretend anymore, and you should probably stay away from my mother. She'll just use you for her convenience.
Haven't you seen the news? It's everywhere right now.
What news?
Your mom is trending online. She was caught having an affair with the CEO of a pharmaceutical company. The story just broke an hour ago. Your mom's name is all over social media. All the major news sites are covering it.
Wait, hold on. You're right, I have tons of missed calls from Mom and Uncle James.
You really haven't seen anything? Where have you been? The internet is exploding with this story. You really had no idea?
I've been off the grid. I took some time off work and turned off my phone to think some things through in the mountains. I just turned it back on and messaged you first, so I hadn't seen anything yet.
The mountains. That brings back memories. Remember that school trip to Mount Cedar? You still love the mountains, huh? Some things never change.
Huh?
Remember when you said we should live in the mountains together? You promised we'd buy a whole mountain and build a secret base with a zip line and everything. You said we'd have a tree house and watch the stars every night. You were so excited about it.
What do you...
You really don't remember. And I was your first friend, too. You were hiding from some bullies when we first met.
Wait, May?
Yes, that's me. Do you remember me now?
But your name is different!
My full name is Rachel May Parker. May was always my middle name, but you only knew me as May back then.
Oh, May was your middle name? Since we went to different elementary schools, I always thought it was your first name.
I was really skinny back then with untamed hair. No wonder you didn't recognize me. Quite different from the polished me now. I've changed a lot, haven't I? It's been a while. Inside, though, I'm still that same girl.
I'm so sorry.
For what?
Your family was forced out because of me. I heard your dad lost his job because of my parents.
Maybe so, but it turned out for the best. Life works in mysterious ways. Sometimes the worst things lead to better paths.
How was that for the best?
The company Dad worked for was incredibly toxic. He was so overworked, he barely had time for me. But after we moved and he found a new job, things got better. He remarried, and now I have a wonderful stepmom. We're all happy. He found a better job with normal hours. We actually got to have family dinners. Sometimes what seems like the worst thing can lead to something good. We found happiness in our new life.
I had no idea.
You know, I've always wanted to thank you for being kind to me back then, when no one else was.
Thank me? Why?
Back then, you were my only friend. I went to that private elementary school, but since everyone there was wealthy, they always made fun of me for being poor. And since Dad came home late, I was always hungry. You used to bring me snacks every day. Being alone all the time, that meant so much to me. You never treated me differently. Never looked down on me. You were just kind.
You were my only real friend, too. I had always wondered where you went and how you were doing. This is crazy.
I worked hard to see you again. I knew someone like me couldn't just approach you normally, so I built up my credentials. I did everything I could to catch your mother's attention. When I heard she was looking for a high-achieving, beautiful, obedient daughter-in-law, I networked like crazy to get an introduction. I became exactly the type of woman your mother would approve of. The perfect candidate.
You could have just come to see me directly.
Would your mother have allowed that? You know how she screens everyone, how she controls your life. You know how she is with people she considers beneath her. We both know how she operates.
Good point. Maybe you understand her better than I do.
I should. After all, I'm the one who leaked her scandal online. I've been watching her for months.
Really?
Yes. I've been gathering evidence for months. Every dirty deal. Every secret meeting.
Sorry, but you don't hate me now, do you?
I don't hate you, but I am pretty shocked. Shocked that you're still trying to protect me after all this time. Still the same caring Ethan.
Sorry, I'm too shocked to even speak.
I wanted to expose it sooner, but I thought just the affair wouldn't be enough. So I waited to gather more dirt. The affair was just the beginning. There's so much more. Your mother's been careless lately, getting overconfident. Pride comes before the fall.
Were you harboring hatred for my mother all this time?
Well, I thought she was awful, but I wouldn't say I hated her. You probably suffered more than I did. I just wanted to help you break free. I saw how she was still controlling your life. How she crushed your dreams. How she manipulated everything.
Thank you, I think.
But it's not over yet. There's more to come.
Not over?
You want to stop your mother's current situation, right?
Yeah.
I actually have an even bigger scandal. Let's meet. You can decide what to do with the information. Something that will change everything. It's about the company finances. Your mother's been very busy and very careless with her records.
Ethan, I know you're back from the mountains. Start coming to work tomorrow as the future CEO. The PR team is preparing a statement. We need to show a united front. The board is expecting you. This is the perfect opportunity to step up.
I'll come to the office, but not as the future CEO. I should show my face since you've caused such a public scandal. The company needs stability right now.
Finally showing some responsibility? After all this time, after all my effort. So, you do have some awareness of your position as heir. I knew you'd come around eventually. Blood always tells.
Not as heir. I'm coming to apologize to everyone, including Uncle James and all the employees, for the trouble you've caused.
What? What do you mean? You can't be serious. Don't you dare apologize for me. Have you lost your mind? I forbid it.
Tomorrow, I'm having you removed as CEO.
Are you serious? You think a mere affair will make me give up my position? Oh, don't tell me you're planning to become CEO. This is absurd. One little scandal means nothing. You don't have that kind of power. The board answers to me.
No, I already told you I won't, and you're gonna be removed because you've been embezzling company funds!
They always have. What are you talking about? I would never do that. I don't need to. I've never wanted for money. These are baseless accusations. You have no proof. You're being ridiculous. How dare you accuse me?
Maybe not for living expenses, but you've been involved with quite a few men besides the pharmaceutical CEO, haven't ya? From politicians to hedge fund managers, all paid for with company money. Every secret meeting, every private vacation, it's all documented.
What internet rumors have you been reading? There aren't any such exposés out there. Where are you getting this nonsense?
No, but the world will know soon. I'm presenting the evidence at tomorrow's board meeting.
What exactly do you think you have? This is a dangerous game you're playing. Think carefully about what you're saying.
I wouldn't try to remove you with just a bluff.
Destroy that evidence right now. Whatever you think you have, get rid of it. This instant. If you're my son, you'll do as I say. You owe me that much.
No.
Are you trying to cause more damage to the company? We're already getting complaints from business partners. Our stock is dropping. Partners are nervous. Think about the shareholders. Think about our employees.
That's your fault for having the affair and for embezzling money. Take responsibility and step down as CEO.
Ethan, the CEO position is your father's legacy to me. Your father trusted me with this. This was his final wish.
I think capable people should be in charge, not you who uses the company for personal gain, or me who's been too weak to stand up to you. Uncle James, who supported the company all this time, should take over.
What will happen to us then?
It's over.
This is far from over. You have no idea what you're doing. I still have connections, people who owe me favors. I can still salvage this.
Even after returning the embezzled money, you'll have enough to live on for life.
That's pocket change. You expect me to live like a pauper? Do you know what people will say about us? About our family?
Most people live their entire lives on less than that.
We're not most people. We're Eastons. Stop it. I can't be removed as CEO now. The timing is terrible. The market is watching. You'll destroy everything.
That's exactly why it has to be now. Your money, position, reputation, they can all disappear now.
You ungrateful child! After everything I've done, everything I've sacrificed. How could you do this to me?
I only think of you as the person who gave birth to me.
Fine. I'll give up on making you the next CEO. Just don't expose anything at tomorrow's board meeting. We can work something out. Find a compromise. Please, Ethan.
You still only care about yourself, don't you? Even making me your heir was just for your own benefit. You never once thought about what I wanted from the day I was born. It was always about control, always about your image.
That's not true. I gave you everything. The best schools, the best opportunities. I was showing you the path to success. I wanted you to live without struggles or hardship. I really did love you. Everything was for you. Can't you see that?
I don't think so. I can't remember a single happy moment with you. Plenty of times when you took my happiness away, though. So now I'm gonna find happiness on my own terms. I've decided to become strong enough that you can never destroy my happiness again.
You'll regret this, Ethan. You're making a terrible mistake. Please, reconsider. Ethan, please, don't hurt me anymore. If you expose this, I could go to jail. I'm begging you. Think about what you're doing to your own mother.
If you did something that bad, maybe you should.
Please, please don't abandon your mother. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll do anything. Just don't do this. I'll change. I promise I'll change. Give me one more chance. Please, Ethan.
I'm not important enough to save someone who casually destroyed other people's lives. Let the world know what you've done and face the consequences. And you know what? I think the poorest person here is you, because crimes come from poverty of the heart. The next day, Uncle James and I presented evidence of my mother's embezzlement to the board members. We held a board meeting and she was removed as CEO. Uncle James, who has worked here for years and is well respected, is now in charge. While the company will face some difficulties due to my mother's scandal, the board members who were in her pocket have also left, so the environment is actually improving. Her embezzlement was linked to political bribery, which led to her arrest. It's still making headlines. While I regret the public scandal, I'm glad their wrongdoings came to light. Mother's trial isn't over yet, but she's facing prison time. I hope she truly reflects on her actions and atones for her crimes. As for me, I'm still dating Rachel, or May as I knew her. She might be a bit too proactive sometimes, but maybe that's perfect for someone like me who was always under my mother's control. She brought me my first taste of happiness, and now I want to work hard to make her happy too.